Adding. All right. So I am not going to start over what I was saying before. I'm just going to go with it. So, spiritual gifts uh, are given to a lot of people because, again, many don't go to church. They don't believe in God. So, I was saying there are many people like me, not all of them. I mean, many people attribute their gift to themselves and to their own awesomeness. So I do not. I'm absolutely nothing without God. I can do none of this without his input. And I just have learned how to connect to that realm and the different dimensions that's part of it. Um, the other part that's in the Bible that I was getting to, and then I'm going to get some readings in here, um, is that it tells you in the Bible that there are people who are believers, people who believe in the word of God. Oh my gosh, talk seriously. You're just gonna kill me here. Okay. Here he's like, sorry, sorry. Um, People who are believers, they, for instance, okay, if I was to walk into you guys and be like, I'm gonna and just start speaking in tongues, you would have absolutely no idea what was going on. You might straitjacket me. Speaking in tongues is is a means of someone who, let's say, for people who are believers. But spiritual gifts such as prophecy and being able to see things for what they were and what they are, and to see different dimensions, that's a different kind of a gift because it's for non-believers. And look it up. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. As a medium, I do not let anything enter my body, but I can still hear them and see them. I do not question the dead, but I repeat everything they say. And the reason I do it this way is because, and some of you who know me may know, it's because if you vocalize your question out loud, if you sit down and you vocalize 3 questions or you put your questions out to the world, whoever is answering those questions, they may get their information from the wrong source, because just as God knows everything about you, so does the devil. So does everything on the darker side. So if you vocalize your questions, they now know what your question is. And they were around when you stubbed your knee when you were 4 and your dog ran out to help you and got hit by a car. So you're like, what happened when I was 4 and I stubbed my knee? Oh, your dog ran out and got hit by a car. That's not coming from the right source. It's coming from them going, "Oh, we were there. We know what happened. It was the dog got hit by a car." If they're really good, they're going to hear it, but it's going to come from a bad source. So always make sure that you telepathically send your questions up. Next time you go get a reading from someone, just say, "If you're that good, you know what my questions are." Yes, because I can answer your questions without you asking them. Okay. Um he's Lisa A, he's going to drive me bonkers. He stopped talking though. Oh, I spoke too soon. Okay. So let's get some readings in here, and then if we've got anybody here who has questions about spiritual gifts or who is questioning what's going on in their life with that, raise your hand or send me a little message and I'll bring you into the chat room with me and you can tell the world what's going on with you. All right. So let's say, all right. Do 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 do. Okay. I'm back. You guys, I don't know what happened. These fairies, these things are messing with my they're messing with my all of my technology. Okay. My kid's mom. Hello, Heather Townsend. How are you? It's good to see you again as well. All right. He has so much to say. All right. Lisa A, let's take a look at you really quickly. It's funny because as I was behind you, walking up behind you, and it's one of it, the hill kind of went almost like we were going up, and then it was almost a little inversion, like a roller coaster or something. And then we went right back down. So it was a belly hill. And I thought, oh, I'll throw up a little bit here. So it's running up the hill and then falling back down. And I'm looking at it now, pulling back from it and not being right in front of it, Lisa. This is a difficult hill to maneuver because it goes up and then it kind of loops back this way and then it goes back down, almost like a piece of a zipper or something. If you were to look up close at a little tooth of a zipper, that's kind of what this hill looks like. And that would take a lot of inertia, a lot of power to get you up that hill. And you look determined. However, I'm looking around and wondering, why is she doing this? It's just one little blip that you could walk around. And so ultimately, one of the messages for you right now is this is on your beach. So it's in your way. It's like on the path and it's in your space. So you would be comfortable with doing this, but it's like it's a habit, I think, to just go up and over and then struggle to do it instead of just walking around it. So what spirit is saying is that something that is normal in your life, that is comfortable in your life, that is just repetitively a habit, don't just stop doing it. It looks like you could easily walk around it, but you know what's funny? Sometimes we get this OCD in us that's like, I have to do it like this. I can't do it any other way than that. And so get past your ego, because egos will screw with us like that. Get past your ego or your brain saying, you got to do it this way, the hard way. You don't. I don't think you're going to master this overnight because it's what you're used to. But I would say, with what spirit, would you, get down. What the effing heckums? It's a brand new rug. He's climbing it. Like finishing the basement. So everything is stacked and he's climbing. I love animals and I love new animals so much. Okay, so Lisa, break a habit. A difficult habit to break, but it's easy if there's easier ways to do things. Throw buns, how are you? So throw buns, looking at you here. The one thing that you're doing is you are holding the door for many people. You're holding the door and you are holding the door. Seriously? And all of these people who are not strong enough to open the door, all of these people who are either sad or stricken, who are incapable, they are head down walking through the door, and you're like holding both doors open. You've got both doors open, you're standing there and they're coming in and going under your arms and everything. So spirit is showing that during a difficult time that you possess the strength to help and guide a lot of people. He's worse than the ghosts, you guys. He's worse than the ghosts. He's worse than the fairies. Well, the fairies aren't bad, and they're going to turn my shit off in about 2 seconds if I keep talking like that. But yeah. The only thing that I watch when I'm watching you just looks like you're holding your breath. So you're like holding the doors open so there is definitely a debriefing time that you're going to have to go through. You're going to have to let yourself go through a debriefing period where you are, you're going to have to go through a debrief period. So now what? Now what's going on with my internet? You guys don't even understand. Y'all don't understand. This is crazy. What is going on? This is guys can, there we go. Bam. All right, we have a better connection now. So maybe no, we don't. It's all the same. All right. Xtina is the _1. All right. Xtina is the _1. Xtina, I'm going to tell you that, or Christina, you're going to enter into a new business venture. It may have already been introduced to you, and it feels like it's very colorful. It feels like it is very creative. And I'm seeing you kind of going like this, and you have these really long, colorful nails on, and your fingertips aren't even touching. You're just like click, 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 click. And I feel almost as if you are in this line of work or this business experience that you would be, I would look at it as like a person who is an unlicensed therapist. So in beauty care, salon, a bar, you will be going in with someone. Tuck, get down from there. Hey, Schmidget, get down, keep going, get down. Holy crap, he's climbing my rug. You're going to get into a business venture. Be smart, be tactful. If you feel like something doesn't feel right, address it. Do not let it go by. If someone says, okay, who's the financial genius here? Don't go, yeah, okay, nothing like that. If you're feeling it, if it doesn't feel right, you speak up. But it looks like you're going to be getting into something that would be very colorful. Healing work, like unlicensed therapy, meaning counseling of some kind, letting people talk. And so definitely go for something like that. That would be a lot of fun. Yes. All right. Heather Dewberry, you need to choose one and go with it. Any advice is welcome. Ooh, I read that and I was like, that is some sticky choice right there. That is a sticky choice. Heather, I feel like you're actually in the sticky. It's like caramel. And as you're stepping forward, your shoes are sticking and you're moving forward. And there's this one door in front of you. So there's one door. So you think there's a choice, but there's only one door in front of you. So this is interesting because it's not so much the choice. Boop, boop. Either way, you're going to walk through and go to the same place. So the result in this is going to be the same. So this is more like an opportunity than a life-changing path. It's free will, so your guides are not going to help you. Meaning it's completely up to you because they are trying to get you to trust them. And so they'll give you hints here and there. They'll give you little pieces of advice, little things here and there that say, do this, do this, do this. And they'll argue with you back and forth. And so they're trying to get, your guides are trying to get you to trust their advice. Regardless of what you choose, you're going to end up in the same direction, same pathway, and the same result, let's say. Same church, different pew. I always tell people when it comes to decision making, choose the path that has the most positive growth, that is what you have never done before. Because if it is an opportunity that has presented itself to you, it's because God feels like you can ride a bigger bike now. You can get on the one with the bigger wheels, and you might be comfortable with the 12-inch bike, but you can now ride a 26-inch bike. So get on that sucker and ride, because your Father in heaven's not going to give you something he knows you can't do. He will never put you in a predicament that you're going to fail. He wants you to be confident. So he's going to give you things that will make you confident. Also, I have to address this. I addressed this the other day with my members only. I'm going to address this now. I watched a video on TikTok and I was so mad that I responded in writing to it, but I made a video because amongst how many, who's going to read your comment? So I made a small reply to her. She read it and replied, and then I deleted it because I wanted her to see it. But it was this video about her having gone to her therapist and trying to tell her therapist that she talks to herself. And the therapist goes, oh, do you talk to yourself or do you talk to other voices, other people? And she goes, no, I talk to myself like I have full-blown conversations with myself. If you all know me, if you've been following me, if you've read my books, okay, you know where I stand on this. You know the truth about it. So this therapist goes to her, I just want you to know that talking to yourself is a trauma response. And it's because you are the only person you know you can trust with all that information. And I'm like, oh, foul, foul. Okay. That y'all need to understand when that's a spiritual gift. Start to a spirit. When you are talking to yourself, it is because you are talking to God, people who have passed over. You are talking to your guides. You're talking to angelic beings. Okay. And that little Jiminy Cricket in your brain that you argue with and you talk with back and forth, that is them trying to talk some sense into you. And you'll go, no, I don't want to do that. Are you kidding? I can't do that. You want me to go to school? I don't want to go back to school. I don't want to go get a degree. I got how many kids? And then they plant seeds and they talk to you and they plant seeds. It's the bad things, the negative ones that say, you're stupid. You're no good. Nobody loves you. You're fat. You're ugly. Why are you even here? People are better off without you. You're not even funny. Those are the negative voices you want to ignore. But the good ones, the ones that help you work through a situation and talk sense into things, that is your guides. That is God. Those are the people who have passed over. And when we're talking to ourselves, you could sit there in daydream mode and talk to Bugs Bunny all you want. Oh, how you doing, Bugs Bunny? You know it's not Bugs Bunny. But when you put yourself into daydream mode, what it would be like to do this when you're talking to yourself, that is the same place that I start off like that every time, is in that mode, because anything can happen when you're in daydream mode. You could fly. You could jump off a cliff and soar. Okay. You can do anything. So when you turn off that switch that says you can't see dead people, switch off. Now you can see dead people. I'm daydreaming. I'm asleep. Switch off. Now I can talk to dead people and I can talk to God and I can talk to angels. Switch off. The switch is off. I can do anything. Okay. That is when we are talking to ourselves. Okay. It's also when we go, yeah, I know I could have said that better. I should have said this. I knew, we're arguing and our guides will go, don't you dare. Don't do it. Don't say it. So if you run across some stupid shit like that on TikTok, seriously, bring it to me. I will tell you if it's false or not, but don't believe everything you say, because telling people that talking to yourself makes you your only therapist because you're the only one you can trust makes victims out of freaking entire world. Okay? We're not victims, people. Okay? Spiritual gifts, accept them. Let your guides work with that. Now that I've gotten that little vent off my chest, because I was so upset that people would actually believe that. All right. I'm sorry. I need to put on my glasses because I can't see a damn thing right now. Let's look. Tanders 02. I do not accept donations because I just read for people here and here for free. So, if y'all want a private reading, I'm backed up through March already. Everything is going crazy. But you can go to godstool.com. godstool.com, and you can book a reading there. If you can't get in for a while, I suggest that you go to Amazon, and I will show you guys this really quickly too. If you go to Amazon, you can get this book here. If it'll show, I don't know if it'll pop up for you right now. It's not popping up. Why? There we go. This book here, The Beach, is a Journey of Answers. It is $2.99 on an ebook right now, and you can get the paperback or the hard copy if you like, but if you're into ebooks, it's $2.99. Okay. This one here, come on, do it. There we go. God, Please Tie My Shoes. This is my most recent book. This is 99 cents on an ebook. And the reason they are so cheap is because I want every single person out there to be able to afford one of these books and not go broke trying to read it. Because the point is to read it. So, and they're kid friendly. So if you have kids that would like to read, they are like us just talking, conversations. I made it so that anybody with any grade level or educational level or understanding of cognition of words and stuff, they could read it as well. So it's really simple read. So Tanders O2, I was getting to you. Tanders O2. You've got a new beginning in your life, Tanders, and that one looks like a new beginning in the way of, it would keep like a birth or a wedding, a union of some kind. But Tanders, for you, you have a new beginning starting. And it looks like this is a beginning that it feels so fresh that you feel like you're going to get a second wind, almost like a second chance, a new beginning to go, oh, okay, I get to start over. I get a new way of thinking and beginning, and it feels just like such a refresh. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dwell at any losses that you have incurred recently or because of it. If you're mourning the loss of someone, then mourn them, but do not dwell in the past. New beginning, and you look like it's like stepping up to the plate. You're stepping up to the plate, and you're finally going to feel like you are achieving and succeeding at like what you wanted to. Tucker, tuck, get down. Oh my gosh, really? Such a naughty kitty. So cute, but he's so naughty. All right, Brianna Viamari. I do not know that name. That's awesome. Brianna. Okay. I hope you guys aren't upset. You're missing the State of the Union address. Okay. Just want to put that out there. Lisa A., happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right. Brianna Viamari. Brianna, your guides show you out in a boat. You are probably 20 feet from shore. You're barefoot. You're in a really beautiful, very primitive looking dress. You do not have any oars. You are anchored, tied down. And what this means is that you are in a position right now where opportunity has already been presented to you. And before you can really get comfortable with it on your beach, the beach being your place of safety and security, for if you didn't know, because I didn't explain that again in the beginning. But it is being presented with opportunities that are on hold right now to actually fall into place. So you're going through these new opportunities, and God is going, okay, there are other things right now happening in your life that have to straighten out first. And before I can let you go with this opportunity and have at it, other things have to change. And so things that you really want to become solid, that means that there are people and situations that are not yet aligned to your personal goals. And so he's holding you, and he's not letting you drift out. And he's not letting you back. He's anchored you. God has anchored you here to this spot. Barefoot means too, nothing is holding you back. It's the other people around you that haven't got their acts together. So if you've got someone around you who's dragging their feet or procrastinating, light a fire under their butt and make things happen. Lead a horse to water, right? Yes. So wait, so was that, I forgot to mark everybody off that I'd read. That's okay. So Stephanie Miller, you said you're wondering about whether being a nurse or work with animals, something completely different. Those are completely different. A nurse or working with animals, totally different, unless it's an animal nurse. You know what? I think part of your issue this lifetime is that your soul is calling you to work with animals and to be around animals, but your past life of being a nurse in a very warlike situation, on a battlefield nurse, that's what's playing into this lifetime. So you followed what your soul has done or what you connected with so strongly previously, and your soul is going, yeah, we did that. We're good at that. We can do that all day with our eyes closed. But this time we want to be around animals. We want to talk to animals and we want to help animals and be around animals. So what I would do is I would try to satisfy that most of all, where you're called, where your passions are. And even if it means you're giving up a degree that is in nursing, do you see me using my doctorate right now? No, not right now. I'm not. Um, I am my research, yeah, when it comes to investigations and my paranormal stuff, yes, all of that comes in so handy with that. I would never have known how to do it. But for the most part, you're going to find that you're going to be called to do something that maybe doesn't fit your soul anymore. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. I'd rather people be super happy drawing sidewalk chalk designs for a living than anything, if that's what they want to do, right? Exactly. Whatever makes you happy. You got to go with what makes you. If you take a step, let's say this goes for anyone. If you can't decide on something and you take a step in the direction that you want to go and the relief just finally melts away and falls off, you know you made the right decision. It's just one way to do it. If not, if you get punched in the gut after you do it and you're like, I don't feel so good, I think that was wrong, fix it. Reverse that action. Okay. All right. Jack's Girl 19. You have a gentleman coming through for you, and he wants me to hand you what looks like a corsage, like the kind you wear on your wrist. He wants me to hand you a corsage. That was for Jack's Girl. Who? Wait, hold on. I'm lost. What's going on here? Ooh, Jack's Girl. Okay. I see that like I'm seeing now. That's funny because I'm like, why is everybody commenting like who's Jack's girl? There's a guy coming through for you and he's handing you a corsage. Okay. I was like, maybe I read that wrong because it was flying by. And this gentleman, he also looks like he's asking you a question. And he gets down on one knee, almost like he's inviting you, I don't know, if to a dance or something. But he wants me to also acknowledge, I'm wondering, the fact that he's coming through, that he's passed over. I'm wondering if there was some form of an accident of some kind, that he's no longer with us. Wants me to acknowledge, I don't know if it's vehicular or something. And let's see. I've lost it. Everyone's saying Chrissy. That's funny. So I don't think he's very old. I look at him and I think he's got to be around my age, maybe, I don't know, 20. I'm just kidding. 21. He's around 21. Maybe not even that old, but he looks young. And sometimes those who've passed over will come through at a young age, a prime age for themselves. But he's handing you a corsage. So that was for Jack's Girl. And all right. Yes, I am reading the username. So it is for, thank you very much, Melissa, one of a kind Scorpio. I was reading her username for Chrissy M, Jack's Girl. That was who Chrissy M was. Bam. Okay. So because I absolutely love when people step up and help me in chat rooms like that, I'm totally reading Melissa, one of a kind Scorpio. So I don't want to ruin anything for you though if I tell you this, because it looks like, I hope you already know, but it looks like I'm seeing a ring of some kind. It looks like either you already know you're getting married, or maybe somebody's going to be asking you to marry them. So yeah, I hope I do not ruin that for you. And what just happened here? No. Go back. There we go. So yeah. I hope I did not ruin that. But it looks like that was for Melissa, one of a kind Scorpio. That was for you. I'm looking at either you're engaged to be married or possibly about to be uh yeah. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Um so Jack's girl just said she doesn't understand her reading. So the guy, it's a young male. I would think he's really no older than 20, and he's handing you a wrist corsage, like if you were to be going to a dance of some kind, and a T is somewhere around his name. Oh, oh no, no, no! I don't think so. I don't think so. She says. Melissa says, no, 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 no. I don't think so. All right. Well, we will see. I know someone else who said that once, and then it happened. So, but Jack's girl, yeah, there is. He's like, I don't think he's beyond 20. At least the way he looks, in a gray suit with a T, like Tyler or Ty, and like he's this. It sounds like around him is like a vehicular accident, and it's not going away. So it's either for you or you are the messenger to pass that message to someone that you know that is around you. And think of the people that you know around you that know a T, like Tyler or Ty, that was in an accident, possibly around like maybe prom time, May or June, maybe April, maybe a homecoming dance, and see if you are the messenger um, for that person, because that has totally happened before as well. People are like, I don't know what you're talking about, and it was their person across the street. So let's see here. Yes, I'm reading both people on YouTube and on TikTok. I'm reading both. All right. Let's see here. Jesse Miller, you have a large birthmark on your knee with freckles all over. I wondered if that was a mark from my past life or of any deep meaning of it. You know what, Jesse, what's interesting with birthmarks is a lot of times they mark the significance of a death. And the fact that it's on your knee, you probably lost your leg from the knee down, and that may have been what killed you. So what you want to think about is what time period. Um, I'm not even going to say what I am being shown. I'm pretty sure you already know. And I'll write it down. I'm just going to write it down. It's going to be backwards, but if you consider the time frames that represent or have meaning to you, or that you're drawn to those time frames, a lot of times it's because, especially if they are like, oh, I'd love that, oh, I would love to live, you probably, because you had a really good life during that time, and it could have been that you died from a wound, but it was still a good time frame, and you would love to go visit those period places or watch those types of films and movies. So Jesse, if you have any idea in your mind right now, I'm sending it to you, what I am being shown, just type it in chat, and then I'll hold up what I have here. And I'll tell you if it's, well, of course, you'll be able to see if it's the same. But that birthmark, I would bet any money on the fact that you lost your leg and bled out the knee down. Super, super, super cool. I know, right? I know. Isn't that weird? All right. I'm just going to leave this here. I do think that the chat over here is just doing some real weenie stuff here. Okay. You do know. Okay, I'm just going to tell you, because You were in your I you've got a life between this one and that one, but the life two away from here, it looks like you took um some form of a cannon ball to the knee, to the leg, rips it right off and put it in the field, and you died right there. That's what it looks like. So if you ever have any inclining to go visit like a Civil War time period, um, or a pirate, even, it's very interesting. Amanda Treratola. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry if I screw up your name. You earned your okay in December and plan to take the licensure exam. Perfect. Okay, so if I were you, Amanda, I would definitely make sure that you consider looking at you. I'm putting you in front of me. I'm throwing everything at you because I want to make sure I tell you correctly. Make sure you consider all of your spiritual gifts. Make sure that you consider everything. See, because a lot of times trauma will cause us to open up to darker things, because during a traumatic period, we question God, we hate God, we go after God. And so we turn away from him. And then what cuddles us while we're running away from God? The darker things, they find us. And during that time, they're like, "Oh, you poor baby, I'll take care of you." And then we become enveloped in the darker things around us. So when we go through trauma, we align ourselves a lot of times not in God's light, or looking or seeking God, because a lot of times we're angry at him. Okay? I've been there. And so consider everything you yourself have been through. What portion of the darkness have you lived in and spent time in? And then take that and go, how can I use all of that? And you probably have already done this, to help those that I'm going to be doing with my social work. And when you get dressed every day, when you put on your clothes every day, everybody should do this. All y'all should do this. When you get dressed every day, go take your hanger out of it's an invisible hanger. It's for our hair. We all have one. You take it off. You take the outfit off. You put your legs in. You put your arms in it. You throw the hood up and you zip that sucker up over your head, and then you go to work. And that is what you protect yourself with every day. But I promise you, the fact that you all are here right now with me, the fact that you are watching this, it's because you believe in something greater. You believe there is something more out there than just what meets the eye. And just that little fact right there tells me that you can also do what I do, if you just open the rest of the way up to it and practice it every single day. Just like you're going to learn how to play piano or anything else, you practice it. Okay, you just do that. It's just so important. So for you, props to Amanda getting your degree. God luck on your licensure exam. Absolutely terrifying, right? I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Lala, when your son was birthmark, look okay. When your son was 4, birthmark looking mark developed on his leg. It was meant. Um, you know what? Now that's different. Children who are passed down by their loved ones, they will sometimes have birthmarks from the shoulder up and around the thighs. So it's like they're being picked up, they're being touched or kissed, and um, a lot of times children who are born with birthmarks around the thigh area, or here is when they're just being handed down from somebody who's been hanging on to them up there, and it's time, and they will be born. Maybe it's not a birthmark that shows up right away, it could develop, but it'll leave that mark on them. And from it, a lot of times it'll be from the shoulders up or around the thigh area. Said C. Edwards 5, connection from grandparents, you've been sick. Okay. All right. Okay, C. Edwards. I'm not sure exactly what has caused this, but it almost resembles something like sickle cell, and it could immediately, I'm thinking anemia of some kind, because they're showing the red blood cells kind of like exploding here and there. And so my advice is definitely, if you've been overly tired, just feeling lethargic, drained, I would treat any form of iron deficiency, which could lead to the anemia immediate. Like, get a Flintstones vitamin. Try that right away first. Ask your physician about what kind of red blood cell issue could you be having, where they are not either not healthy, or that they are breaking up like that. And it may not be sickle cell extreme, but I'm seeing them kind of breaking and needing that extra boost of iron. I would also ask my physician about how the red blood cells are being produced, if it's a bone marrow issue, if it has something to do with like an issue with how the blood cells are produced. And grandfather? This would be your grandfather? He wants me to acknowledge my right thigh, and I don't know why he wants me to acknowledge, well, he's showing me my right thigh. He wants me to acknowledge the right thigh, and it feels more like from the back, and so I'm not sure if it's his leg or your leg, but it would be sciatica or some form of an issue back there. So you have a couple things that would probably do well to be addressed. With the blood cells, I would find out through a CBC, have your doctor do something like a CBC, check your red blood cells, check your iron levels, check for anemia, and possibly check your bone marrow, or I don't know how they do that. Your bone density, bone marrow. I'm sure they've got certain tests to describe that, but I would definitely find out about that. So you have the right hip issues. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, thank you for telling me that. So what did you say? Katie Moody passed away from overdose and left a little boy behind. Okay. So I'm not sure, Jack's girl. I'm not sure how that ties into that boy coming through, but it if she, and you say she overdosed. I'm not sure how. If this young man that's coming through is tied to Katie, he represents an accident, but he feels vehicular. It feels like he's still on his knee with this corsage. Again, he's trying to represent maybe a date of a dance. So he's trying to get me to acknowledge like October or spring in May. See if that mess, and a T, it's just a T. It's not, yeah. Okay. Trying to think of anything else here. I was going to let people get on and I totally freaking forgot because I've been rambling. Nicole, Rebel fan, you had a shadow cat in your house, a couple no deceased cats. What does it mean? Oh, yeah. Well, the house may have a deceased cat in it. It doesn't have to be yours. We have 2 cats that are dead that wander around our house. We see them all the time. We also have 2 dogs that have died and have lived. They follow us everywhere. Well, we have their ashes, so they follow us. And animals are always there the same way. And a lot of times it's just the shadow energy is that they're just a different dimension away and they aren't fully manifested into what you're able to see. Whereas, you know what, I don't want to go into this too much because next week I'm going to be talking about those full apparitions, and I can't wait. If you've got, listen, I'm going to set you up right here. If you're watching right now, next Tuesday, I'm going to be doing it again at 8 p.m. Central because more people were saying, hey, do it a little earlier. So if you've got a story where you saw somebody you thought was real and it was not, PM me, send me a message at Facebook / God's Reader. Send me an email through godstool.com. Let me know and I'll bring you on the show. I'll give you an invite and you can share your experience about, holy cow, I thought that was a real person and it weren't. So yeah. That's awesome. But I thank you guys very much. Monday nights, I am on spiritrealm.net. So I'm only, because they're leaving all their other social media venues, spiritrealm.net at 9 Eastern on Monday evenings. I do a medical intuitive gallery of Paranormal PhD that is geared towards mental and physical health. So that is at spiritrealm.net on Monday evenings. And you can check out all their other programming because there's a lot of different gifted people that do readings and stuff on there. And Tuesday nights, I do my thing here. So maybe we'll get by without any glitches next week, but I'm not worried about it. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. And it's always fun. It's always fun hanging out with you guys. I will talk to you later. And good night. And good night. Thank you, TikTok, for following me, watching, and you guys make it all worth it. Have a great night. Bye.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, folks.
I sure am. Are you ready?
I sure am.
Super excited.